Welcome to another episode of GSB TV on our digital marketing show. This week we are talking all about blogs. Specifically, what do you write about on your blog? You know, a blog is a really important thing for a business these days, that it has some big advantages.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, blogs, they can do so much for your business and so much for your marketing. A blog, writing about what you know about what your company does, can really help establish you as an authority, as a leader in your business and your industry. That really builds the trust, builds the credibility with your potential customers and your customers, which keeps you top of mind and brings them back. Blogs, when you're posting them, it's a great way to have free advertising. Instead of going out and paying for Google ads, banners around online, post a good blog post. Use it to post through your social media platforms to gain traffic and drive more traffic to your site. And then once you have that traffic there, you can utilize that to convert into leads using creative call to actions buried within the blog, link the words inside of your blog to your various products, things such as that.
Yeah, but one of the things you run into, you'll be visiting a company's blog and you'll look at it and they haven't updated in months, if not years, and it can be so frustrating. You found this company and you want to know more about them, but it turns out they have a blog, but not really. And so how does that happen? One of the things is sometimes people just don't have time, but a lot of times it's that people don't know what they're supposed to write about on their blog. They get blog writer's block. They just sit there and there's a blinking cursor and nothing's coming. They don't know what to say. What am I supposed to write about? So they don't. And they miss out on some really important opportunities. So what we wanted to talk about today is some of the types of things that you can put on your blog that are not that complicated. It's fairly simple, and it'll give you some ideas to jumpstart whenever you're kind of stuck. So the first one we want to talk about is just company updates. Anytime you change something, you add a new product or a new service, maybe you've made a new partnership, you're selling your product in a new store, or you're changing something's name, something's branding, tell people about it. People love to be kept in the loop. They like to know that, hey, you're keeping me in touch. You're letting me know I am important, you value me as a customer. So those product updates are a great way to do that, and that's something we do anytime we change anything on Go Small Biz. We make sure to put a product update right up on our blog, let you know, hey, we're changing this, or we've partnered with these people, or anything like that.
Yeah, a great example of that actually. I recently bought a security camera, and it was a prepaid pre-order option, and then they said everything will be sent out by the end of April. So we're well into May now, and everybody's wanting to know where their cameras are, and they've been inundated with questions through emails and online and on their social media. So they went ahead and put up a blog post explaining that everything's being made and being shipped, and with frequently asked questions and things like that to help calm it down and let everybody know what they're doing.
I mean, exactly. It keeps let people know what's going on.
Absolutely.
People want to know. A second type that we want to talk about is educational articles, how-to articles. People love to know how to do some things themselves. It's actually one of the ways people find your blog when they're Googling, how do I fill in the blank? And if you have a blog post, how you fill in the blank, you can come up and they can find you right there on your blog. Now, one of the things here is it shows your expertise, shows that you know what you're talking about. And also, people really appreciate learning how to do things. Right up front, sure, they might do this one small thing themselves, but down the road they might have something bigger, at which point they might decide, hey, this time I need to go to this company for help. It's a long-term play sometimes, and also it builds that credibility that you kind of get your name out there in the industry as, hey, this is a company that knows what they're doing in whatever field it is. You see this especially a lot in B2B space. A lot of B2B companies use educational how-to blogs, and it's a big way for them to drive traffic.
Absolutely. I mean, how many times have you had a problem at your house and couldn't figure out why the faucet was leaking.
Right.
And that's the first thing you do is you Google
How
that.
do I?
Some great contractor that happens to be in the area is teaching you, and at some point when you find something you can't fix with a YouTube video or a blog post, you give them a call.
Exactly. That's the guy who's helped me in the past. We'll do it myself. Now he can handle it. Let him do it. Another type of article that you can do is pieces that show your personal side. Let people get to know you. They don't always do business with a company. They do business with people. So let people know who you are, who your employees are. Use employee profiles, Q&As. Hey, here's what David in customer service. This is what he's like. Get to know David. Get to know Ricardo. Get to know the people at the company, not just a business. It's not so impersonal.
Absolutely. Help, get them connected to the company, bring in, create that rapport, help them feel like they're part of the family. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Another thing, and this is especially for local businesses that are kind of in a local area, is talk about community events. Definitely, if there's a community event that you're involved in, absolutely you should be sharing this kind of stuff. Hey, we're going to be at this community event downtown on such and such date. You should absolutely be doing that. But just broader community events. Let people know about what's going on in your community. Be a good neighbor. People want to know what's great about your community even. Some people who aren't from your area might be curious what's going on in your town. And if you tell people what's going on, you're helping everybody out. This is actually something you'll sometimes find on real estate agents' websites. Is they'll blog about what's so great about living in this town. Here's some of the cool things that are going on here, and this is actually why you should live here. And so you should come do business with me. Let me help you buy your house and move here. And those kind of community events. So you're not even necessarily having to blog about yourself, but the broader things going on around you.
Sure.
Another one is blogging about case studies. When you have a customer and you really help somebody out, especially when you've got a really exemplary case, you can show people just what you've done. So this is not just a hypothetical, well, this is how you would do something. You can actually show step by step how you did do something. You'll see that I've seen this a lot on digital marketing companies. There's some agencies that have done some great case studies, and they'll show, hey, we had a client here's what their website was, and here's the stats they were getting. We did this, and this changed. We did this, and this changed. And this was working better, and this wasn't working so good. We changed this, we changed that. Step by step, you kind of get to see the process. You not only see that they got great results, but you got to see how they think, how they operate, how they work. You get to know, hey, is this the kind of person I want to do business with? Are they these people who I'm going to enjoy working with because I see how they work? It really proves that these people can do what they say they're going to do, and that they're the people you want to work with.
Showing the value of your product, your service, your team. I mean, that's one of the easiest ways to do it.
Absolutely. Another thing is you don't have to think of every topic by yourself. What are the questions that you get from customers? The frequently asked questions that you often hear. Put a blog post out. This is something we actually do again on Go Small Biz. You'll notice every week we post from the Consultant's Corner, and what that is, those are the types of questions that we're getting a lot from our members, and so we share some of those things because, hey, this is obviously something that's a big concern for multiple businesses, so let's put it out there. And this can be true in any business, no matter what you do, because if it turns out multiple people have come to you with a question, there are probably even more people who had the question and didn't ask it.
Yeah.
And so in the future, when somebody comes with that question, you can point them, hey, here's the answer. Here's the answer. We wrote about it right here. You can reference that in the future, and it's evergreen. It'll never go old. The last thing I want to talk about is write about your broader industry. What are the trends, the major news, what's going on? Let people know. So it's not necessarily specifically what you're doing, but broader things going on. If you're a restaurant, what's going on in the restaurant business? In retail, what's going on in retail? And then how are you responding to those trends? How are you maybe adapting to those trends? How are you bucking those trends if you want to kind of be an outlier? You present yourself in the broader context of the whole industry.
Fantastic. Well, I think we've gone over a lot today. You guys have a checklist here. You can take it out, go ahead and start writing your blogs. You know, most importantly, something Edwin touched at the beginning is don't let it go stale. As great as a blog can be for your website, it can hurt it just as much if you don't stay on top of it. So good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the consultants. That's what they're there for. And thanks for joining us.